Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story. And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Oh, hello. Thank you for joining us, Week 12, Crabs in a Bucket, fantasy football recaps, folks. It's been a while since we've done this, I think a year, but, it feels good, and it feels right, and I kind of wish it felt tight. I don't want to say like what, RJ, Just doing a little reading here. I don't know if you guys remember this. One of my favorite books next to Clifford, the Big Red Dog. If you notice over here where it says Patriots Day, is that the American flag? Huh. Yeah, but I don't think they're America's team. I think the Cowboys are. Lie. Look at all these teams we beat this year. Except the Packers and the Eagles. We didn't play them yet. But every single team we beat. We beat you. That's for sure. Okay? So let's get started, folks. Let's start it up. Boner Flash and New World Order. Man. Barn Burner, 105.2 to 104. Watkins and Oath, take it. Are you kidding me? Let's look at what we got here, folks. Cam Newton. Okay. Is he better than Peyton? I don't know. You got to ask Watkins. That roach. Hillman came through for you, finally. Not as good as CJ, but he came through. Mediocre all the way down. I like what Larry did. Larry Fitz. He robbed my boy Floyd quite a bit. Denver D, 7 points. Are you happy with that? I don't know. I wouldn't be. Really should have been 4 because we scored 14 more, but the refs left it off. Tyler gets a goose egg from James Jones. Are you kidding me? Oh my God. Blunt, 2.7. I don't like it. But one of these teams will make the playoffs. Who will it be? Okay. Next up, Beezus versus Cunningham and Michael. And when I say Cunningham, I mean Joey. When I say Michael, I mean Chris. Chris and Joey, this is the best team I've ever seen out of Joey. And I want to give Chris a little bit of credit for that. But I know Joey's been working harder this year. And I know he's busy with work, but, not a bad job. Nice little comeback. They've had to roll with injuries, as everybody has, but nice job. Beezus' team is firing on all cylinders. It doesn't matter how you start, it matters how you finish. And I love the Big Ben acquisition. Just solid all the way down. Sanders came through 18.3. Rawls, 14.1. Love that. You got a starting running back out of him. I think he has a great future. And, his team's kind of scary. I play him next week. I'm a little nervous about that. Chris and Joey get robbed by Matt Ryan. DeMarco, absolute shit show. Ted Ginn Jr. lays a goose egg. And St. Louis D, they're pretty good. -1, that's not going to get it done. Not in this league, folks. Antonio Gates on the bench with 21.3 and Stafford on the bench with 36. I like the decision you made. I like going with Matt Ryan over Stafford, but Stafford's been hot. I don't know. Nice job, Brett. Maybe I'll see you in the playoffs. I'll see you next week. I'll tell you that right now. Next up, Rel's Angels and Alan Garner. Okay, that's Joe Hanna and Tucker Keating. A lot of people know that Tucker beat me twice in the playoffs. Okay, but this is the second time I've played him this year, and second time I laid the smackdown on him. And I apologize about that. Russell Wilson's back, 40 points. Eddie Lacy's back, 23. Should have been 33. Ware, 22 points, no big deal. Landry, 37. Are you kidding me? Jordan Matthews, 15. I'll take it, you roach. Benjamin's still playing, but I'll take the 16 points. Selleck, 9. Floyd, lousy 2.4. Jets, D, 11. Gostkowski, 7. Tucker, let's see what he's got. Aaron Rodgers, he's the best quarterback in the league, I think, right? 13.4. Bernard, 8.7. Allen, 12.3, and he's still playing. Nice pickup. Way to take him from me. Bryant, a solid 19. Nice job, Martavius. Brandon Cooks doesn't deliver. Stevie Johnson hooks you up with 22.2. Walker with 15.1. Chris Johnson with a lousy 1.7. What's going on in Arizona? Carolina D with 26. I really thought Tucker was running away with it when that occurred, but then Eddie Lacy came to town, and he's hungry. Oh, boy. Tucker left a lot on the bench. Baldwin, 41.5. Watkins, 34.8. Would he have won? Possibly. But you got to be a better manager, and you got to be a better leader, and I can teach you a thing or two about that. Next up, Doug Macon, Chris Downing. Not much to say about Doug's team. He's been actually pretty solid the last few weeks. Really, he's every year his team is just roach infested, and he's a mush. That's why we call him Mush City. All right. I love what Downing's doing with his team, and I want to say if Downing doesn't win the league or Hayes doesn't win the league, people are going to be upset. Imagine if a 6th or 7th place team sneaks in to win. Well, we'll see, folks. Downing, I mean, he's won the high so many times. He's got a great team. And leading that team, he's got Tom Brady. All right? Tom Brady would have had you 40 points, but the refs did what they do. All right? And we know who the refs have been infiltrated by, and that's ISIS. Okay? ISIS has infiltrated the NFL. Roger Goodell's a roach. The refs are all cockroaches. And they hate the Patriots, and they hate America. Okay? And that's what I'm not happy about. And we'll see what Downing can do with this hate on his leader. Okay? I like his team moving forward. He's definitely in the playoffs. Probably get the 2 or 3 seed. We'll see. Next up, Jeff Lima and RJ. Doug's out of the playoffs, by the way, as usual. Next up, that Roach Lima. These 2 shitty Cowboys fans, folks. RJ, his team's been ducking. They're so scared. They're living in fear. They don't want it. 112 points, that's it? Are you kidding me? They're done. They're done. And Lima, you're done too. 76 points. What a roach. Let's look at his team. Negative 1.8 from Romo. Oh, God, no.
Say that again.
Negative 1.8 from Romo.
Say that one more time.
Negative 1.8 from Romo. Negative 1, negative 1, negative 1, negative 1, negative 1.8 from Romo. 1.7 from Gilmore. Still playing. Will he get you more? I don't know. Negative 3 from Buffalo D. You roach. Des Bryant. Throw up the X. He's good. If Edelman comes back and plays like Des, shame on him. You come back from a broken foot and you rise. 4.6 from Dez. That's your number 1 receiver. Yucky. You started Drew Brees, 7.1. Who should you have started? Phillip Rivers. Why? 29.9. Yup, he delivers. I like RJ's team. If he can sneak into the playoffs, he's got a team that can definitely bounce back. Cincinnati with 19 on the bench. Moncrief with 20.4. You just never know. You never know, okay? RJ may not make the playoffs this year, and I just don't. It's a lot of luck, folks. And RJ, I want to wish you the best of luck. Lima, you're screwed. See you next year, you roach. You still owe me $100 for that Cowboys game, by the way. Last but not least, Hayes breakdown versus Legion of Droogs. What is a Droog? I don't know. That's Ralph and Chris Murphy. 121.6 to 93.5. Hayes has 1 in play. Ralph has 1 in play. Not much to say here. Hayes has had the best team all year. It's either him or Downing. You know, he stacked the receivers. His running backs combined for 15 points. Winston gave him 30 last week. This week, less than 15. I don't know. All right? Amari's on the bench with 20. Maybe you play him next week. All right? I like Derek Carr. Who owns him? Hansi. He's on the bench. He's a QB1 next week. You want him? Trade deadline's over. Sorry. Russell's getting the nod. I need 32 from Russell next week. Will I get it? Probably not. That's a lie. Yes, I will. CJ Spiller, Ralph? Is Ralph, I came into this league 4 years ago, and everybody told me, this is Ralph Berry. He always does I don't know why he always does the projections, the annual projections every year, because His team sucked last year. And this year, quite frankly, he stinks. And he's a Cowboys fan, too, and they stink. Julio Jones for Hayes. Love him. 10.6 this week. That's not going to cut it. Matt Ryan's not playing great football. He's no Tom Brady. Okay? Other than that, I like Hayes' team a lot. He's got to get lucky with his RBs, and anything's possible. Ralph is done. Ralph is absolutely done. Okay? Good luck. We'll see you next year. And that's it, folks. A lot of the hate we had for not running a show yesterday. You guys don't run my life. You don't dictate what I do. I will shock the world. I'll have a show when I want. I'll cancel the show. My agent called me last night at midnight, said, Joe, we heard you didn't run the show. Management's not happy. Robert Kraft and company are not happy. I said, dude, I'm bad. Don't get mixed up. I told you not to get mixed up with people like me, and you wanted to renew the lease. So we'll see what happens. He expects a show this week. If I feel like doing a show, I'll do a show. If I don't, I won't. Okay? Don Stanton, stand down. Stanton, stand down. Like you guys did 2 weeks ago. You guys are cheaters. We beat you. And that's about it, folks. ISIS is here. But one thing's for sure. We will not fear. Because America lives here. And I'll tell you one thing. If you think you're going to pump my guts full of lead, RJ, Lima, Downing, Tucker, you got another thing coming, punk. Because I'm not afraid anymore.